Right. Hello, my name's Ayub Khan, head of sort of Warwickshire Libraries. I'm delighted to be here today. I was the chair of the judging panel for the IEA Awards, so delighted to have had the opportunity with my sort of colleagues to review all the submissions, and we had a huge number of submissions, very high quality from all around the world, and they were sort of fantastic. I'm past president of CILIP, the Chartered Institute for Library and Information Professionals in the UK. And I'm also on the Library Buildings Committee of IFLA, that's International Federation of Library Associations. So I have sort of seen lots of libraries across the sort of world and very interested in sort of library sort of buildings. And I'm delighted to have here Hayford, who's the winner of our awards, to come and talk to us about sort of his library. But before we start that, I think it might be helpful if I perhaps spoke to you about what the criteria was that the judging panel were looking for in terms of these awards. The judges were looking for excellence in a range of areas, including the library as an inspirational and democratic space for all, innovative partnerships and initiatives to attract new users and extend the range of services provided. We were looking for stock promotion and the use of new technology to engage users in library collections, and examples of libraries that contributed to literacy and learning in their communities. And we really found this in Ghana Library Authority. So brilliant. So we've got Hayford here. I've got some sort of questions sort of for you, sort of Hayford. Can you tell us about your library?
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for declaring the Ghana Library Authority as the Library of the Year. It's quite an inspirational award for us as people working in the library field. The Ghana Library Authority is an agency of the Ministry of Education of the Republic of Ghana, and it's one of the oldest actually public library establishments on the continent of Africa, founded in 1950. And so last year actually was our 70 years, and so this award was a sort of a top-up, a top-up celebration for us in Ghana in commemorating our 70 years of existence. We currently operate 96 branches across the 16 regions of Ghana, and have a permanent staff strength of 591. And temporary staff strength of 235, bringing the total number of people working across my 96 branches to 826. And so, in summary, probably this is the Ghana Library Authority and what our numbers looks like.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a spread of sort of library sort of across the sort of country, and great metrics sort of there. What do you think is special about your library from your perspective?
I mean, yes, I mean, just as I mentioned in my intro, we are spread across the 16 regions of Ghana, which makes us stand at a unique position to be able to get our services to the Ghanaian population, our information services to Ghanaian population. Among the things that also make us quite special in terms of contributing to education and economic development of this country is our service to the educational sector of the Republic of Ghana. Ghana Library Authority, as in other jurisdictions, is positioned within the Ministry of Education, and so most of our initiatives are also geared towards supporting literacy, supporting learning outcomes, and being able to connect learners to some of these knowledge resources that are at our repository. And so we stand at a very advantageous position in being able to connect with young people, to be able to have access to our resources to promote their lifelong learning objective. Those are some of the unique propositions, of course, beside the fact that we operate a mobile library services that also allows Ghanaians to be able to connect with us, those that don't have access to static library services. When you talk about our technology services, I think it stands out even on the continent of Africa in terms of how a public library institution is advancing on using technology platform, developing its own mobile application on Android and iOS so that its citizens can connect to its knowledge resources. I think those are kind of remarkable work that we do, which probably make us stand out.
Brilliant. No, thank you for that. And you might be interested in what the panel was thought about why you were so special. And what we found, the submission from Ghana Public Libraries Authority really struck us both as an amazing story of transformation and as an example of how library services can tackle some of the most pressing social issues confronting their users, from using technology to support remote learning to promoting information skills, literacy and reading. That is a great example of the difference that's of quality that library services can make, and you've just spoken about some of that areas there. What has the award really meant to you and your future plans?
Okay, so to give you a bit of background, the Library Authority probably before 2018 was in a hibernation. In 1981, we had only 36 library branches under the management of this authority. By 2016, we had been able to increase it to 61. Within a period from 2018 to date, I have added so many libraries that I am now 96, and by the end of the year, I intend to have expanded to 100 libraries under my management. And we've also been implementing a lot of interventions, not only even in supporting the public libraries, but also because of some of the things, the innovative projects and initiatives we've undertaken over the past 3.5 years. The government of Ghana has also, provided us with resources to provide technical support to all senior high school libraries in the country. Now, this award is an affirmation of the trust that various partners, UNICEF, Commonwealth of Learning, some mining giants in this country have been investing in the Library Authority over the past 3.5 years. And this award is a crown affirming that, oh, indeed, there is something unique and there is something transformational happening at the Ghana Library Authority. And so it gives us really a great opportunity to leverage on this award and be able to explore different partnerships and of course different mobilization of different resources that help us to be able to connect more Ghanaians to knowledge resources. We have over 30 million people living in Ghana. I have 275 constituencies in the country. If my libraries are 96, it means that I actually don't have a foothold on every constituency, which means that there's a lot more work to be done in being able to connect at least everybody in every constituency in this country if they don't have access to digital access in terms of our digital library. I mean, that space, that static library environment, that social space, that space for connection, the individual interactions that are supposed to take place in this community, we want every Ghanaian to benefit from it. And we believe this award will give us the credibility, affirm the credibility, and of course offer us a new way of leveraging on this to be able to get more partners coming and being interested in us. Because what we have noticed is that, the National Daily Newspaper gave us, a middle page publication. We're out there in the news. If you Google, you will notice that we've been all over the news in Ghana. Corporate institutions are watching, and We've seen that they're already expressing interest on how they can work with us, because they read the comment by the judges that, how a quality library is using technology to be able to advance the work that it is doing. And most people are kind of are looking forward to learn more in terms of what we are doing, in terms of technology and all of that. And so for us, this awards is going to probably boost. I mean, let's see, next year, I will probably be sharing with you what, as a result of this award, we've managed to win, or we've managed to bring on board or add to the work that we do.
Fantastic. What a story of sort of rapid sort of progress and expansion to your library service. I'm sure many services would be envious of how you've been able to sort of grow so quickly. What would you say are your 3 key challenges that you face going into the future?
Well, I think I have already done some narration on that. I see them, probably I will just rephrase the question to be, what do I think are the 3 main opportunities that exist for me in terms of advancing the cause of information literacy and connecting Ghanaians to knowledge resources? I think, like I said earlier on, one of the critical objective within if you look at the Ghana Education Strategic Plan 2018 to 2030, the Ghana Library Authority is mandated that by 2030 we should have 540 branches across the country. Now, what does this mean? This means that on average, in each constituency in the country, I should be able to have 2 libraries there. Okay. Now, if I'm able to do that, I'm going to give a lot of opportunity for young people and for different segments of our population to have the opportunity to connect to repository of knowledge resources. And so for me, that is a fundamental strategy. How do I achieve, that in being able to provide these spaces in our communities across the length and breadth of this country? And so the strategies to be able to achieve that, probably more opportunities will be offered, for me to be able to work to achieve that. The second opportunity that I want to be able to explore within the next few years is being able to connect every single Ghanaian to our knowledge resources using technological platforms. And already we started since 2019, and we continued last year. A lot of people want to gain new skills to be able to be relevant to the new job markets that are developing on the continent and in this country. Now, opportunity exists for us using massive open online course platforms, leveraging of different partnership with popular platforms like Coursera and Udemy, through the support of the Commonwealth of Learning, to be able to provide a lot of Ghanaians the opportunity to be able to gain new skills through remote learning. And the Library Authority can provide that unique opportunity using its libraries. Not every Ghanaian has access to the use of technological devices, whether computers or mobile phones. Not everyone has money to even buy data for their phone to be able to connect to some of these learning resources. The opportunity exists for us to be able to equip most of our libraries with computers, be able to equip them with internet access. Democratization of internet access at our various community libraries will be a critical objective for me in being able to connect most Ghanaians to explore diverse learning opportunities. And so that, for me, is one of the critical areas, of course, I want to focus on already with our digital library that helps you to access tutorial videos by schools, by the public pre-tertiary institutions in Ghana. They are available on our digital library app, and it is zero rated by one telecom company. We want all telecom companies in Ghana to zero rate that platform. Now, when they are able to zero rate that platform, what it enables us to do is that every single smart device in this country can connect to the Library Authority without paying a cent. Now, that is real access to information, and that is real democratization of access to library services, and that is what we want to be able to do, as part of our strategy to serve our citizens, both even in Ghana and on the continent of Africa.
Okay, fantastic. What a story. We had applications from across the globe. What does this mean, do you think, Uganda winning the award mean for libraries in Africa in general?
I think, just as I said earlier on, I think this is also an affirmation of what libraries on the continent of Africa has already seen in Ghana. In 2019, we hosted the third African Ministerial Roundtable meeting for libraries on the continent, and it was an opportunity for a lot of libraries to be in Ghana, to be able to learn about what Ghana is doing in terms of our library development. And it was a very historical moment, because that was the first time Ghana was hosting that meeting, which means it brought policymakers, these are ministers representing their government, and have oversight responsibilities of libraries, to Ghana. For them hearing that Ghana Library Authority has won this award, it's an affirmation. And also it is inspiring for them, because they are going to say that because Ghana is doing ABCD to support library development, now they are gaining global attention, they are gaining global recognition. And I think it just helps people working in the libraries in Africa to be able to use that, to be able to argue for more resources for their libraries. Because what we have witnessed in Ghana in the last 3.5 years is that under the leadership of the new management at this library authority, we've managed to secure a lot of support from the government of Ghana, never in the history of the library authority. We've also secured the support of international donor partners from UNICEF, UNESCO, and the likes, never in the history of this library authority. Also exploring corporate partnerships, with companies like the Newmont Gold Mine. I mean, these partnerships and these, ability for us to be able to mobilize support from different players, it's inspirational, and it's quite inspiring for operators and managers of public and all sort of libraries on the continent to be able to stand on that. If it did work in Ghana, it can work in Uganda, it can work in Namibia, it can work in Kenya, and it can work in all parts of the continent. And this, for me, is the story we need to tell, because most of the time when I meet colleagues from other African countries, you will notice that governmental support for public libraries have always been an issue. Because, I mean, as you know, libraries, we are easily starved of funds when there are crises in the world. And so for Ghana to be able to not succumb and being able to leverage, on our network of libraries, on our ability to be able to use technology and our ability to mobilize resources from corporate institutions and various donor partners, I think it's quite an inspirational story, which I believe this award just affirms that, and for them to be able to use it, to be able to argue also for support in their various countries.
Right. Talking about crisis, we're just opening up our libraries here in the UK. How has it been in terms of the pandemic and libraries in Ghana over the 12 months?
Well, just like every static library across the world, or most part of the world, we also had to close down our services to the public, at least within our physical spaces, our static library spaces. But since 2019, as part of our overall strategic plan for this library authority, we've been working on how do we leverage on technology to be able to connect our citizens to knowledge resources. And the key fundamental initiative we did was to strengthen our institution through the employment of new talent into the organization. And so in 2019, we managed to employ new talent. So we brought in developers, we brought in programmers, we brought in UX designers, who now forms a core technology and innovation hub within the library authority. And so all that we had to do was to be able to leverage on these talent to be able to come up with innovative solutions that help us to connect with our learners. And so we enhanced our digital library app now, because when the pandemic happened and schools were closed, libraries were closed, Ghana Library Authority was the only institution under the Ministry of Education that had a mobile app that had learning content already on it for Ghanaian students to continue learning. And so what we did was that we brought in other agencies that had developed content in terms of video tutorials. And so all that we needed to do was to curate, expand, enhance our library app so that we put all of these content on our digital library app. Now, this afforded every Ghanaian student now to have access to content. You know, this even happened way before we worked with the Ghana Education Service or to establish a television station called the Ghana Learning TV that also was broadcasting, content. And so for us in the pandemic, we leverage and enhance our digital library. And so this was a service that helped pre-tertiary education. Now, for people that have lost jobs, and were at home and wanted to have new skills so that when companies start hiring, at least they can become relevant and get new jobs. We work with the Commonwealth of Learning, and then we deploy a scholarship scheme so that we can be able to support Ghanaians to enroll on Udemy and Coursera, so that they can be able to gain certificate. It costs money to take up some of these MOOCs courses online. Through the Commonwealth of Learning, we were able to sponsor some Ghanaians to be able to go on the MOOCs platform, do their self-learning, self-study, and be able to get certificate for gaining new knowledge. And this is paid for by our partner, the Commonwealth of Learning. And so the pandemic provided us a unique opportunity to actually expand a new service stream, that created a new relevance of the public library institution. Because, everybody was saying, oh, then libraries are closed. But no, libraries were not closed. Our digital platforms were working, and we're connecting, our readers not only to fiction materials, but also some of these learning content and the opportunity to also acquire new skills through MOOCs platforms. And so that is how we performed over the COVID period. Of course, working with UNICEF also. We understand that in Ghana, not everyone has access to the use of technology platforms. And so we have, in 2019, I brought back a mobile library service. So I have 10 mobile library vans scattered across the country. So through a partnership with UNICEF, we were able to gather packs of books and send it to the homes of learners in at least 6 regions of Ghana. And so that, for us, leveraging on technology, those that have technology access that. Those that have we can be able to reach with our mobile library services. You can get your pack of books, and we can send it to you, and every 3 weeks we come around to change for you. Now, I think after 3 months, we did a phased reopening of our libraries. And so after 3 months of lockdown, we then started to open up where you can come in, but you are not allowed to sit down, but you can come in, you can check out a few books and go away. When you return it, we sanitize the books. So we keep the books over a period of time before we bring it back on our shelves. And so we were at the forefront. So when it comes to staff or people who were working at the forefront and in times of the pandemic, I think my library staff were also at the forefront, because we were meeting people, library users, and making available resources to them so that they can be able to explore their lifelong learning objectives.
Right, Hayford, thank you so much for talking to me about the inspirational work that you've been doing in Ghana Library Authority. Really an amazing story of transformation and so inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure.
Okay, Curtis.